It's been often said that posters and paintings from Latin America have a very strong personality and a voice of their own. The radiant colors, the pre-Hispanic heritage, the depiction of flora and fauna and the dark-skinned people in their local attires make these posters and paintings speak loud and clear, and the phrase, "the poster is a scream on the wall," gets more meaning in the Latin American context. El Salvador, Cuba, and Mexico were the first geographical points where the Spanish arrived to the new continent. And only a few years after the colonization, only a few years after the military intervention, they brought the first printing machine to Mexico City in 1537. This started a completely different way of colonization, of course, for the people who can read. The printing machine was brought, of course, to expand the culture and impose the new religion, the Catholic religion, but also it was used as a tool for shaping the people's political opinion, of course, of the people who could read, and thus starting a different way of colonization. Some very important graphic designers from Spain and other Spanish-speaking countries such as Cuba or Uruguay got established in Mexico. They were teaching and they were working through the second half of the 20th century and very well into the 2000s. And also some Mexican designers went to study to Europe, and they brought back ideas from institutions such as the Basel Academy of Art and Design in Switzerland. The image and coordinated visual system of the 1968 Olympic Games put Mexico in the map of international graphic design. Around the same time, in '68, the Warsaw Poster Biennale and the Brno Graphic Design Biennale were founded, and both of them were the first in their kinds. The Mexico International Poster Biennale started in 1990. It was a time in which the generation of the classic designers was at its peak. They had the best clients in the country, and another wave of young designers was only starting, and we were fascinated by the possibilities opened by computers, scanners, and especially we were crazy about the graphic design and photography edition software such as Photoshop. But a poster is not a poster if it's not printed on paper, or at least that's what we think. The first posters were printed using wooden or metal letterpress, and later they started adding images. Just to mention an example, around 1894, Alphonse Mucha drew directly his theater posters on large stones. This technique is called lithography. They were divided in two parts so that the poster would become bigger. And the paper then later would be cut and glued together to produce a very tall banner. This style was much more subtle than Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec, for instance. The style of Mucha was softer and more naturalistic and maybe a little feminine. The silk screen printing technique is called like this because originally in China they were using warm natural silk mesh to filter the color down to the paper. And later, when the polyester was invented or commercialized, the polyester made the mesh much more resistant, so it was easier to print longer runs, and also using lighter materials. And so the silk screen became automatized into big machines, and then the commercial printing could be done faster and safer. Another reason to use the silk screen printing is because we can use metallic or neon colors, which the digital printers can't. So this is a very, very good resource to print on using this silk screen. In a way, silk screen is coming back for limited editions, just like the records in vinyl are coming back. Everybody said that the records were dead, but with the CDs or with the MP3 files, but then now we return to the old technology because it's better. Simply, it's better. It sounds better. And it's the same with the silk screen. It looks better than the digital print. This exhibition, we are not showing only posters and prints from Mexico. We have Latin American countries such as Cuba, Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, and they are from some very, very important designers such as René Ascuy or Felipe Taborda. The very, very celebrated poster from 1970 film called Stolen Kisses, Besos Robados, from René Ascuy, is particularly adequate for this exhibition because in that poster you can see that the color, the red color of the lips is off-printed. It's not in the right position. And this is a very, very perfect way to express the distance exactly of a stolen kiss. And this poster was made exactly with the intention of printed wrong. And so the concept of the poster is not so much in the photography, but in the printing itself. As a complement for this exhibition, we will have an accompanying lecture and workshop that I will be teaching on how to prepare in the computer the color separations for silk screen and other printing techniques. And we can have an educational approach about the exhibition. It's not only about showing the posters, but also about showing the people, not only the designers, that how a poster can be printed and how can you prepare it from your computer to an analog printing technique.